All right. So, welcome everyone today. Thank you for taking part in our Brain Northwest Health and Wellness programming. We have a wonderful class today with Zena Watson, Building a New Relationship with Your Mind and Body. And Zena has 15 years of experience as a licensed clinical social worker. She has a background, they have a background in um, dance and movement therapy, which they've used to really inform their practice, which focuses on the client from a trauma-based lens and really specifically working with BIPOC community and LGBTQ community and allowing people to have experiences, really getting in touch with their mind-body relationship, somatic healing, using creative arts and energy. So we're really fortunate to have them here today. Zena, thank you so much for your time and for sharing your knowledge and skills with us. So uh, the floor is yours, and I'm here to support.
Thank you, Reggie. And hi, everyone. Welcome. Um, Thank you so much for joining today. Um, Again, my name is Zena, and I'm really glad that all of you could be here today. Today's class is going to be a very gentle introduction to something really important. And it's about how our brain and body are connected and how that connection can change after a brain injury. And so the name of this particular class is Building a New Relationship with Your Mind and Your Body. Um, for today's class, I'm going to be sharing some information with you about how our mind and body work together. And we'll also have a chance to try some really simple, easy, gentle mindfulness exercises using our bodies. Um, I just want to preface this, share at the top, that everything that I share today is an invitation. So you're not required to do anything. You're welcome to just listen. You're also welcome to join at your own pace. And there's no right or wrong way to participate. Um, it's just about being curious and and just noticing how you feel. So, and I know Reggie has everyone muted. And so if at any point that you need to step away, if you need to turn your camera on, then turn your camera off, you can do that. If you need to take a break, you're always welcome to do that. This class is for you, however, in however way feels right and comfortable for you to show up. So, before we get into today's workshop topic, I just want to take a little moment to share a little bit more about who I am. So my name is Zena. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm a therapist and former dancer and have spent many years helping people who've been through hard things. Um, Especially folks who want to understand how those hard things and those experiences have changed their bodies, their relationships, and how they see themselves. And I'm acknowledging right now the camera. You might see me look in different ways because I have a camera here, and so I just want to acknowledge that. Um, I've led lots of different groups, um, and from creative arts therapy groups to groups like dance and drama, to groups that help people learn new skills for um, calming their bodies, managing their emotions, and feeling more in control. Uh, so I want to take a moment, since we're going to be here for the next hour, to give folks, again, invitation, if you would like a chance to just introduce yourselves so we can get to know each other a little bit better. You absolutely don't have to share if you don't feel comfortable sharing. And you're welcome to be here in whatever way feels right for you. But if you do want to share, then you can say your name and how you're feeling being here. And if you're not sure how you're feeling in terms of being here today, that's okay. You can pass, you can just say hello. And you're always welcome to, if you don't want to share verbally, vocally, you can always share in the chat. If you want, I can read it out for you. So I'm going to start us off. My name is Zena again, and I'm excited to be here with all of you. And if anyone would like to share.
Hi, my name is Dana Lau, and Reggie is helping me so much. And Zena, I want to get as much help from you as I can. Thank you.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you for being here.
Go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead.
Just unmute.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I'm really excited to learn about your work because I with somatic therapy and ADMR. It's a great talent and hard to find. When I was in recovery for car accidents, I was seeking that out and I really never actually found it. So I was just very interested to learn about your work, and thank you for being
Thank
here.
you.
Okay.
Carrie, thank you for your share. Thank you for being here.
And I'll go. My name is Reggie, and I'm really filled with gratitude to be here, to get to spend some time with you, Zena, and all of you, and learn together. This topic is so near and dear to my heart, so valuable. So thank you.
Thank you, Reggie. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here.
And if anyone else, because I'm not able to see everyone, I don't know if Zena probably can't see everyone also, just the way the screen is. If you want to introduce yourself or say how you're feeling, feel free to come off mute or put it in the chat. We'll just give a little moment here, and otherwise we'll move on. All right, Zena, I'd say go ahead. Thanks, Carrie.
So again, just a reminder that you're welcome to join at your own pace. And I think everyone that shared and everyone that's joining in today, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. You can listen, participate, take breaks at any time. Cameras can be on, cameras can be off, and everything is an invitation. Nothing is required. So look at, and I'm just trying to change this thumbnail so it's not blocking these words on the screen. Okay, there it is. All right. So for today, we're going to be using a couple of words over and over and over again. So before we even get into the topic and activity for today, let's look at two words that we're going to use a lot today. And those two words are mind and body. So these are words that I'm sure all of you have heard before. And when we say mind, and when I say mind for today, I'm going to be talking about our thoughts, our emotions, and our memories. So, for example, thoughts, um, uh, a thought I could have is, I think today is going to go well. That's a thought, right? Emotions. So I shared, I have an excitement to be here today. So that's an emotion. A memory. Uh, I am remembering other times where I came together in workshops and groups and shared this sort of information. Then we have the word body. And when I say body, I'm going to be talking about muscles, sensations, movement, breath, our heartbeat, our digestion. So, for example, um, when I think about being here today, one of the sensations that I have is like this loosening in my body, um, and a movement that I have is this opening up of my heart. And our minds and our bodies are always talking to each other. So they're like best friends that are working together, very close friends, always chit-chatting with each other. And so now we're going to just take a look at what is a traumatic brain injury. One of the things that everyone here today, everyone here today shares in common is that everyone here has experienced a traumatic brain injury. So a traumatic brain injury, or TBI, is an injury that happens when the brain gets hurt. So that can be from a fall, it can be from a car accident, a stroke, a hit to the head, or anything else that causes the brain to be shaken, squeezed, bruised, or injured. And because our brain is in charge of so much, so our brain is in charge of our thoughts. So our brain is in charge of our mind. So it's in charge of our thoughts, our emotions, our memories. Brain is also in charge of our body, right? So those movements, those sensations, the muscles. It's in charge of what we're feeling inside of our bodies. And so any injury to the brain is going to mess with all of those things. Okay? So sometimes people notice changes. So after a traumatic brain injury, sometimes people will notice changes in how they think or remember things. Other times it's harder to control emotions. Like emotions might feel really big and sort of like hard to manage. Sometimes you may feel more tired or notice that you get really easily overwhelmed. Sometimes after a traumatic brain injury, people may notice changes in their bodies as well. So for example, you may be feeling off balance, noticing where you're getting dizzy, feeling pain more easily. I like to share the example of my traumatic brain injury, I experienced a mild concussion when I was a child. And one of the changes that happened, and I was a child, so I don't totally remember, when I was a child, but one of the changes, my family members remember what happened. And one of the changes that I experienced was that I would point to my head to show my family that I was having a headache and that I didn't quite feel right after my brain injury. After a TBI, sometimes people may also notice feeling like their body just isn't responding in the way that it used to, right? everyone's brain injury is different. And so what's hard for one person might be easy for someone else. And that's absolutely okay. And so our brains are very important and work in many ways. And so after a brain injury, healing is something that can take time. Okay? One of the things that becomes really important to know is these two friends, right, that were always close and talking to each other, that mind and the body, after a traumatic brain injury, these two friends, they get out of it's like they lose contact with each other. And if you've ever had someone you were close to and then you grow apart, y'all move apart and you don't get to speak as regularly anymore. This is sort of what it's like with the mind and the body after a traumatic brain injury. So healing is something that can take time. That connection that happens, that's there between the mind and body, it gets affected when our brains get hurt, when there's an injury that takes place. And while healing can take time and it looks different for each person, the connection is never gone. It's never completely lost. It's almost like a seed that if we water it, give it some time, some care, some tuning in, that healing can take place and that connection can resume. And I just want to check in. Are we going to do questions completely at the end?
It's really up to you. It's whatever feels good flow for you. It just depends on the teacher. So you lead the way on that.
Okay. Because I didn't want to jam everything in. Does anyone have any, and Reggie, let me know if I need to stop share on this. Does anyone have any questions about mind, body, the connection?
Well,
Okay, I'm
Um,
gonna stop sharing.
go ahead, Carrie. Go ahead.
Oh, I just want to, I'll keep it very brief. With communication, with what you were sharing, with my husband, who's, seriously my best friend, he always thinks I'm hard of hearing, but it was only recently that I was able to articulate that it isn't that I don't hear what he's saying, it's that I'm having trouble processing what he's saying.
Mhm.
And it was, I mean, it sounds really stupid, but it's been like 2 or 3 years, and it's like, oh, it's not what you're saying that I'm not hearing you. It's that I'm hearing what you're saying and I'm having trouble processing it, and I need extra time to hear what you said, consider what I heard, and then respond. And that's like, honestly, I haven't been able to articulate that till quite recently, that that's the way my brain works now.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it, but it's just really hard for other people to, and someone who's so close to me to even understand that, So it from what you were just sharing, it made me really think about my personal experience with that. So thank you.
Okay, Zena, can I chime in?
Let me just a second, Dana. I
Okay.
just want to respond to Carrie really quick. Then
Me
yes,
too.
just a sec.
Yes.
Yes. So Zena, go ahead and respond. I just want to have a chance because I really appreciate the revelation that you had, Carrie. It's really insightful and profound.
It was, and thank you, Carrie, for sharing. And it speaks so much to, we can hear a sound, right? But we still need that mind-body connection to process. What was that I just heard? What were those words? It sort of reminds me of uh, if you ever played like the telephone game when you were younger, right? Where someone says something and then it's just like, okay, what I heard, and now I'm going to say it to someone else, and then that person is going to then say it to the next one, and then that person is going to and by the time you get all the way to the end, it's just like, it is not the same thing that was originally said. And it's like that after TBI, it's like that sort of is that many different people in between that the connection is just lost. So it's like, yeah, I heard it, but now it's taking a moment to actually process what was said, right? So thank you. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, go for
Yeah.
it, Dana. Awesome.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Through my brain injury, I got brain injured on the right side of my brain, and it paralyzed the right side of my body. And so I had 4 years of therapy to come back and get my coordination and thoughts and working again. And my right hip hiked up my body like 9 inches, and Good Samaritan Hospital had to pull it down through casting and everything. And they said, I'm not paralyzed, and my right hand was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed through the cutting of my spinal cord, but I'm paralyzed up in the brain. So that paralysis up in my brain is still going on. You know, it's saying, be paralyzed, be paralyzed. And my hospital, Kaiser Permanente Hospital in Seattle, has me in a right walking brace. So the messages from my paralyzed side are getting to my brain correctly, you know, without. So can you speak on that, any, Zena? Do you know anything about that?
Well, what I can say is thank you for sharing. And you are speaking to exactly what was just described, that disconnection that happens between, so the mind has one signal going on, oh, there's a paralyzation, right? And the body, well, it sounds like your brain is like, there's a paralyzation that's
Right.
there. And is it that your body is wanting to do something different, or your body is paralyzed on one side
My
as well?
my right hand really came back well, but my right leg and foot, the arch will never grow back. And so the right brace is sending it's holding my foot in the right position. So my mind is getting the right walking signals. And so they have to coordinate the paralyzed parts of my body and move the signals around in my brain all the time to make my body work,
Uh,
my right side to work right. The doctors know how to do it.
So I'm wondering, and let me know if I have this right. I'm wondering, because sometimes something that can happen as well is when we experience something traumatic, our our bodies and our minds can still be stuck in that traumatic experience. right? And
Right.
so your trauma involved a paralyzation, like a immobilization, right?
Right.
And we can still be stuck in that, even though we're no longer in the trauma anymore. Our mind can still be stuck in it. Our body can still be stuck in it. And it
Right.
sounds like there's a trying to maybe like get unstuck
Yeah, with this
from it. That's
walking brace, they're trying to get the signals from my brain and my body working together again.
together.
Yeah. And Reggie, I just attended her deep breathing class, and this right eye was damaged in my car accident, and so I have double vision, and it used to always cry for a long time, and her deep breathing exercise got the vagus nerve working in my body, and my right eye stopped crying, but then an infection pursued. Then I went to the eye doctor and she gave me drops. Now my right eye's healthy again.
Oh, wow.
So
It
I
sounds like
mean,
there's progress.
so whatever my brain and what you guys are doing for me is working in my hospital.
Yeah. And I didn't even add that to the piece. So thank you for sharing that. The there's the disconnection that can happen between the minds and the body. And there's also traumatic brain injury, there's a trauma that's there. And we can have a traumatic experience, and our brains and our bodies are still stuck in that trauma, even though we are no longer like, I sort of think about uh, the freeze that happens when we're in a car accident, right? The bracing that happens when we're in a car accident. And then after the car accident, sometimes people will still have the neck brace. Their body is still like held tight. It's almost like the brain and the body is not even recognizing you're not in the car accident anymore. You're still like sort of locked in it, right? And so it sounds like you've got a lot of support in place to try to help you sort of get unstuck from that and rebuild that connection.
Right.
It's fabulous.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dana. Did anyone else have a question or want to share something with Zena?
I do.
John?
My name's John. I'm sorry to bother you guys, and I'm sorry I'm late. Um, I just caught the tail end of that, and I'm wondering if that's my brain is stuck in the fact that I can't still have hobble around and walk like a Frankenstein, and I have trouble hearing. But I'm wondering that, like, is my brain stuck after my TBI? Like, does that make sense? And if so, like, what should I do? But I'm doing all these like therapies and like things to hopefully keep me weller. Um, but I'm wondering, like, is my brain stuck in some fashion? Like, is that why I hobble around and talk like a drunk person? Like, does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Just to give you a little background, and I probably shouldn't do this. I fell off a ladder 3 years ago, and I probably fell like 30 feet supposedly. And like I suffered a TBI, but like I still walk. I walk a lot better because I couldn't even walk when this happened. So in that sense, I'm getting better. But like, I wonder if my brain is stuck in that. That's why I talk like a drunk person. I walk like Frankenstein. Like, does that make sense? I just
It
heard what you
does.
said. I'm sorry if I'm cutting like involved in the wrong conversation.
No, absolutely. Thank you for your share, John. Um, and and so obviously, like I'm not a doctor, and so I can't speak to everyone's individual experience as a doctor. But what I can say is like, yes, our brains and bodies do absolutely get stuck in a trauma, and and even if we're not in a traumatic experience anymore, it might sort of just be like frozen and sort of like locked in that. And this is why doing embodied practices,
What does
doing
that mean?
yeah, so embodied practice, thank you, great question. Embodied practice is a practice where we are bringing our attention to our bodies, noticing our bodies, and trying to be within our bodies to help our bodies reconnect to our mind. So
Interesting.
I don't know when you came in, so I'm gonna share
I came in
a little.
like 10 minutes ago, tops.
Okay. So our minds and our bodies are connected to each other. They're like friends, right? Like really close friends. They hang out, they talk to each other all the time. And then when we experience any sort of trauma where there's an injury to the brain, they're no longer friends. They're no longer talking to each
Interesting.
other, right? They get disconnected from each other. So brain, mind saying one thing, body's doing something else.
So can you make them friends again?
Yes, yes.
Good.
That's the goal and the intent of this particular workshop and workshops that I'll be doing in the future, is helping you to be able to rebuild that connection. And it takes time, right? If you ever think about a friend that you lost touch with, right? Or a friend you got in an argument with, who's like, you said something I didn't like, and now I'm not speaking to you anymore, and I don't want to be with you, be around you anymore. Sometimes it takes time to sort of heal that, rebuild that
10-4.
relationship.
John,
But here's my other question. Sorry to interrupt. Um, like I see double vision too. I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, but I've seen you before. I suffered double vision after my TBI, but I had an eye doctor like a year or so ago, like that I went and saw, and I told her about like when I was like 4 or 5 years old, I had double vision all the time and I had surgery on my eyes when I was younger. And my eye doctor's like, well, I didn't know that, but after TBI, your brain might have reverted back to the way that you used to see. Is that true, or have you ever heard that before? Or does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yes, it does. Y'all are bringing some really good material into this workshop. Thank
Sorry.
you. This is great. No, this is really great. So, um, let me see how
So it is true though, like that
it,
you've seen that, or that can happen, obviously, right?
yes, it can. So, when I had talked about the words mind and body, one of the things that I said about our mind is our mind, it holds like our thoughts, emotions, and also memories, right? And we'll hold it in a certain way. And then we experience this injury to the brain. Our brain gets hurt, right? And the connection between the mind and body um, gets disrupted. Actually, let me go back because I don't know where you came in on the slides. So our minds hold our thoughts, our emotions, our memories. And then our bodies, it's the sensations, it's the movements, right? And heartbeat, digestion, as well, muscles. So we experience a particular accident, right? Or we have an injury where our brain gets hurt. Our mind is still holding memories. But if the connection between the mind and the body has now been disrupted, it's holding these memories. And the way it may play out these memories is in this confusing, disorienting, disorganized way. It may be playing something where it's just like, that happened when I was 2. I'm not 2 anymore. Why is it doing that? Because remember, they're not talking in the way that they used to talk, the mind and the body,
Got it.
right? So,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
all of that stuff all of those experiences, again, that disconnection can be healed. It takes time.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate people chiming in and sharing, and
Yes.
enriches the learning. Thanks Zena too for your thoughtfulness and in holding this space.
Thank you.
Yes. And I think I saw things in the chat. Oh, best friends forever. Yes. Anyone else have any questions or reactions to?
Well,
Go
I,
ahead,
I, I had written in the chat about this makes me think of phantom limb syndrome, where the brain actually thinks if you've lost a body part that it's still there, and that it's like in reverse. I don't know, it's kind of fascinating, honestly. But I'm just curious how your work helps to heal the body-mind connection. How does somatic I don't know if you're going to go, explain that, like EDMR and therapy and the somatic, because I've done craniosacral work. My husband's an acupuncturist, and I've also found the same therapeutic benefit from doing yoga, that those three modalities were very healing to me personally, where it helps the body to reset and kind of get in line, is what you're trying to explain to us. So
Yes.
it's lovely. Thank you.
Yes.
I just wanted to comment to John. When I was in my therapy at Good Samaritan Hospital in Puyallup, I was out walking on a main road in Tacoma, Washington, and the police stopped me and picked me up, and they asked me to walk a straight line because they thought I was drunk, and my speech was really slow back then. So I know exactly what you're talking about, a zombie, Frankenstein walking. I got picked up and they took me home to my mom. And my mom said she's in therapy, and she got mad at the police officer. So
Just so you're aware, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
okay.
This is my last thought for now. I again talk like a drunk person, but I've gone to speech therapy plenty of times, and my speech therapist gave me a card that has a or not a a QR code on it, because she had a patient that got pulled over one time, and that patient got a DWI or something like that. Like, it was a really bad experience for that person, but like, when I can't drive, I will carry this card around so that if I do get pulled over, I can hand them the card and say, and that if the cop looks at the card and scans the QR code, we'll know that this guy has a brain injury and this guy talks funny because of that.
Right. I was only in high school when this happened, and this was scary to me.
Well, I would imagine that if I don't have the card and if I can't drive one day again, I would get a DWI if the guy talked to me and I talked back to, or the guy or girl talked to me and I talked back to them. And I'm hoping that I can somehow curb this like speech and curb my walking, because it hurts so bad to walk right now. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt or sorry to talk so much.
No, it's great. Super great. And I think I just wanted to comment that, pain can really be a barrier to inviting. Pain can be a barrier to engaging in things that we need to do to get stronger. So I just want to respect that. And because, you're wanting to walk, but if it hurts, it is difficult to overcome that. So I appreciate you sharing that, because I imagine that other people have had that same experience, or or are in that right now as well. So I'm just appreciating all the honest sharing and the sharing of ideas and experiences, because it really helps us know that we're not alone. It's challenging being a person, and there's a lot of things that can get in the way from living the life that we want. And so it's just great to be talking and learning here together. Go ahead,
Yes, ma'am.
Zena. Sorry, I just had to chime in.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you everybody for sharing your experiences, questions, reactions to the material. I'm thinking about the question, like, well, how do we do this? And whoops, how does how does the body embodied practice do this? And so I'm gonna go back to our next. I think I saw someone come off camera. I just want to see if someone else wanting to share. Okay. So we're gonna get into, and what can we do to, wait, hold on. Can you all see can you see the slide?
Not yet.
Oh, hold on.
Technology always has some tricks up its sleeve. Take your time. Getting there. It's starting to. There we go. It's almost there.
Okay. There?
Yep. Perfect. Yep.
All
You're doing
right.
great. Yep.
Okay. So, right? So we have this disconnection that's taken place between the mind and the body, right? And so how do we, these two one-time BFFs, how do we get them back together, get them reunited with each other so that they are communicating with each other and communicating so that they're on the same page? Because sometimes they're talking and they're not in agreement with each other. Right? So we know traumatic brain injury, we know what it is, we know how it can mess with different parts of how we think, how we feel, how we move. We know that the mind and body are connected, they're always talking to each other like best friends. But after a brain injury, the connection is interrupted. So it can feel really different, confusing. And when one part is off, the other part is noticing that. But the connection, like I said, isn't gone, it's just disrupted. And by gently tuning in to your body, you can help to rebuild that connection. And that practice of tuning in is called embodiment. So why would we even do this? Because one of the things that regularly comes up is my body is in pain. I don't want to be tuned into pain. And most of us don't want to be tuned into pain, right? With that said, embodiment is important because it helps us to understand what's going on inside of us. It can help us to feel more grounded, calm, and in control. It's also something that can help us when we're tuning in to what's going on in our bodies. It also helps us to start to get that body talking to our minds, right? And talking so that they can get back on the same page. So while embodiment can help us feel calm and grounded, for some people, connecting to their bodies after a brain injury can feel strange. It can feel frustrating. It can even feel scary. And especially if your body doesn't feel the same as it used to. And all of that is okay. Embodiment doesn't always feel easy. It may not feel good right away. It is something, again, that takes time. The goal isn't to fix anything. It's more about just being, and this is important in terms of embodiment. Embodiment isn't about I'm going to fix something, right? Because that puts a lot of pressure on tuning in if we're tuning in to try to fix something. It's more about being curious and being gentle so that you get to know the body that you're in now. And so here we are at the point where, so how about a short exercise where we can try embodiment, right? This is, and I just want to, because y'all came in today with some really amazing material. Y'all came in with some great questions. You came in with some experiences. And today is just a little intro to embodiment practice, because like I said, it can be scary, and especially if it's not something that you're used to doing, it can be this foreign thing. Most of us, things that are new, that are foreign, are usually things that can feel really scary. And so this is an invitation, a just little entry into what an embodiment practice could look like and feel like. You're not required to do anything. You're also open to just listening to this. But for those that would like to try out embodiment, I'm going to invite you to join me in this short embodiment practice. So I'm check in. I can't see folks. And
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
Reggie, if you can see
Uh-huh.
folks.
Yep.
Do people want me to keep this screen,
The
this
slide
slide
up.
on the screen while we do this, or you want me to take it down? And you can do a thumbs up, you can do a,
People are kind of either way. It's fine. Yeah, because I think we can all see you.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
See me? Okay.
If it's easier for you to come back to the slides, if it stays up, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So if you'd like, I invite you to try this short exercise. Again, there's no pressure or expectation. This is an invitation to be curious and be gentle with yourself. And if it feels good, you can close your eyes. Or if you're feeling more comfortable, you can keep your eyes open. Seeing if you keep your eyes open, just softening your eyes, softening your gaze. Just taking a moment to let yourself settle. So if you're sitting, settling in your seat, if you're lying down, settling into the surface beneath you. I invite you to see if you can gently notice your breath. Moving in and out. There's no need to change your breath. Just notice your breath as it is. As you're noticing your breath, you might notice that you feel it in one area more than another. So you might notice that you feel your breath more in your chest or your belly or your nose. And wherever you're noticing that you feel your breath, just bringing your awareness to that part of your body. You can even place a hand in that part of your body to help you to keep your attention there. If it feels okay, I invite you to see if you can notice a small sensation in the part of your body where you feel your breath the most. Folks not hearing me that well? I can speak up.
Okay, sure. Yep. Speak up a little bit would be good. Yep.
Sorry about that. So you're bringing your attention, noticing where we feel your breath the most. So you might be noticing that you feel your in and out breath the most in your chest, your belly, or your nose. And just bringing your attention to that place in your body where you're feeling your breath the most. And you can even, if you want, you can bring a hand and place it over that part of your body where you're feeling your breath the most, just to help you to be able to keep your attention there. And if it feels okay, I invite you to see if you can notice a small sensation in the part of your body where you feel your breath the most. So maybe you feel the coolness of air in your nose, or maybe you feel the rise and fall of your chest, or maybe you feel your belly stretching or softening as you breathe in and out. Just letting yourself rest your attention on that breath and that feeling in that part of your body. Right here, right now. And if your mind starts to wander at all, that's okay. Minds will wander. If your mind wanders, you can just gently bring your attention back to your breath. And it's like saying hello to an old friend. This is a gentle invitation to start bringing your attention back to the room around you. Maybe letting your eyes open softly, gently taking a look around, noticing what's nearby. You might notice colors or light, or maybe something you hadn't noticed before. Just allowing yourself to take time to come out of that practice. Stop the share. And we're coming to the end. I wanted to offer up an invitation if anyone wants to share something that they noticed or experienced during that short embodiment exercise. I hope y'all can hear me.
Well, Zena,
Yes.
I've had 2 operations on this right eye for my double vision and one on my left eye. And it's hard for me to turn my head straight, and see single. But when I woke up, when I opened my eyes, my head was straight and I could see straight at you. And, my body, I focused on my tummy, my breathing in my tummy. And when I opened my eyes, I think that helped my neck get better aligned Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
With my eyes and everything?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll practice
Wonderful.
that.
Yes. The old friends reuniting for a moment. Yes, I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
So wonderful,
Thank you.
Dana. Thanks for sharing that.
Anybody else want to share something they noticed, something they experienced? It's also okay to be, I didn't like it. That's okay too.
I notice for myself that sometimes when I get really focused on thinking, I realize that I'm holding my breath. And so I really am becoming more aware of that and trying to pay attention to, is it connected to what I'm thinking about, or is it connected to kind of a state that I'm in while I'm thinking, so it's an interesting, I love your invitation to be curious. It's a
That
really
happens to me
important,
too, as far as holding your breath or my breath, I guess. I do it
interesting.
pretty
Okay.
often.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
I
you and I,
wish that,
John,
I'm sorry?
I was just going to say, John, you and I can both be curious about what that means for us or what's happening.
It's
Just
so
be curious.
weird. Like, we could, like, when I do things, I'm like, holy crap, I'm holding my breath. I should breathe. And then I know to breathe or whatever. But it's like I have to think about breathing now. Or like that I should breathe and not hold my breath, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's an opportunity. I'm going to take it for myself that when I do notice that I've held my breath, I think, oh, now I have an opportunity to take a nice big recovery breath and
Very,
really
very much so, for
lean
sure.
into that. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
I'll just share. I have a long history of breath holding. Even I used to dance back in the day, and even dancing, I used to be like, could you breathe? Could you just stop holding your breath? There was this constant need to like brace in my body, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time to just sort of like soften it. So
I appreciate you sharing that too, Zena, because we all have things that we can be curious about and bring healing to, and it takes time. So yeah, I appreciate you sharing that too. Carrie, did you have something?
Oh, I just wanted to say the guided meditation, you really created this safe and very calm environment. And I think I will revisit this video and use it again. So thank you. It was very, very lovely. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. I think it was lovely too. It's important. It helps us have someone hold space like that. We don't always do that for ourselves. Thank you, Zena. Does anyone else have anything they'd like to share? Anything they'd like to say? I'm glad to see you smiling, Zena. This has been really important and special.
well,
I think
who
we
else
will,
has
I think,
anything?
yep, I think we will. I will close with gratitude for you, Zena, being here. Go ahead.
One quick thing. So I have some resources I can and Reggie, let me know, do you want me to put it in the chat, or you want me to give it to you for you
Oh,
to email everyone?
is it possible for both?
Yes.
Okay, so I would love for you to put it in the chat, and then maybe you can email me those, and I can include that with what I'm emailing out to people who signed up, because that is so helpful to have resources and people can tap into them at whatever point they feel relevant or they have energy. And it's exciting to be able to learn new things for ourselves and share them with the people in our lives. As then we just continue to be the student and the teacher and the student and the teacher as we evolve as people. And that is it's a lovely opportunity. And
And I
I will
see
be, yeah, go ahead.
there's something going on where your computer, that part won't highlight, so I can't attach it into the chat.
Oh,
Sorry,
interesting.
folks.
Oh, that's all. Okay. Well, I will be sending it out. So I'll be sending up the summary. And I know it's always something with technology. I will be sending out the summary, and Zena's going to email me those resources. So um, that will be part of your summary. And sometimes I think your amount of slides, Zena, will work great. Sometimes if there's a really big slide deck, it doesn't, some emails won't let it go through. So I'm feeling pretty good about this amount of slides. I think it'll come through for folks. But April's saying thank you. Yes, thank you all. I really want to celebrate people's like courage and vulnerability and sharing their own experiences. That really makes this space rich and just adds to the value of coming together like this. So thank you for your inspiration, Zena, and for everyone's courage and presence. What a gift.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you. All right. Well, just encourage everyone to just be curious about your breath and look forward to being able to share this information so you can re-explore. And we will be having Zena come and teach again because this is important, really important topic, really important work. So, yeah, Larry's
And
saying thank you for your time.
Reggie,
Thank
I
you,
just want to
Larry.
thank you for those conversation tips that you sent me last night.
You're
They
welcome.
were perfect. Thank you.
Good.
I'll
I'm
work on it.
glad. You bet. Absolutely. Yep. It's just good to revisit resources. It's really helpful. It just takes time. So wonderful. All right. Thank you all. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye,
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody.
everyone.
See you
Bye.
next time.